So Pixar's newest upcoming movie, Soul, was supposed to be coming out this week. However, due to all of the restrictions that have been put in place, the movie is now being pushed back to November 20th this year. But now that just means we have more time to break down, review, and predict what might happen in Soul. Now, so far, there have been two trailers that have been released by Pixar. The teaser that came out back in November of last year, and the official trailer that came out in March of this year. Now, from what we see in the trailers, this movie looks really good, and it really feels like it has that special Pixar touch to it that they're known for. Pixar movies commonly ask the question, what if this thing had a whole world of its own? And I'm really excited to see a brand new original film come out of them. Now, the film will follow the life of Joe Gardner, who loves to play music. I think at the start of the film it will show a montage of his life and what he gets up to every day before it dives into a plot. In the trailer, we see that he teaches at a middle school band, and he looks like he really enjoys it. We also see that Joe is rehearsing at the Half Note Jazz Club and is playing with the Dorothea William Quadret. Now, he might already be a part of the band, but I assume that he's trying out for a place in the band because maybe one of their band members might have dropped out and they're looking to fill that place. When he gets the gig, we see that he's on the phone to someone. It might be someone in his life who he's really close to, but I reckon this person he's calling is the hairdresser, because in the first teaser we see that he really needs a haircut and if he can fit him in. And while he's really excited and walking up the busy New York street, he falls into a big construction working hole in the road, and this is where he'll have a near-death experience, and this is where he'll fall into the land of the souls. We can see that Joe will fall onto these white steps, and we can see all of these souls heading to the great beyond, which does have some similarities to Coco. Now, we see that Joe is trying to escape, and where he falls through this force field, and he falls through this 2D thing, and lands in the great before. And according to the counselor, is where new souls get their common interests before they go to Earth. Now, the Great Before is filled with hills and buildings, libraries, and food that you can't smell or taste for some reason, and these things are commonly what you'd see on Earth. Now, Joe walks into this auditorium where we can see all of these older souls watching these new souls being introduced. Now, this is where Joe will meet 22, a new soul who is smart but does not want to go to Earth. There are 7 little circles on her belly, and I reckon that these are little badges that the souls have to earn before they can go to Earth, and she's only missing one. Although for some reason 22 doesn't like Earth. Maybe once she was there and she had a horrible experience and she doesn't want to go back there. Now, I'm guessing that Joe will try and persuade her that Earth is great, and she'll try and help him get back to Earth after they find out that he's still alive. In the trailer, there is also a scene where they highlight all of the best moments in Joe's life, and in one of the spots of light you can see what appears to be Joe's dad taking him to the Half Note Jazz Club for the first time, and this is probably where he finds his passion in life for music. I can imagine that in this film it will take place in the land of the souls for a lot of it, but it will also take place in New York. On the poster for the movie, you can see Joe as a human and as a soul, and I think he's cat. So I do think that the movie will take place on Earth, and it might do a bit of back and forth. Maybe when Joe and 22 are sucked into the portal that goes straight to Earth, Joe will try and get back to his body. So far, there haven't been really any story elements about what the film might be about, or like its plot, but I do think the film will focus heavily on finding your purpose and passion in life and what brings out the real you. And for Joe, this would be jazz, so I think he'll help 22 find her purpose. Now, when looking through the trailer, I was looking out for new characters that might play an important part in the story. Now, we can see that Joe is standing next to a woman on the beach. This might be his mum, and this might happen during a flashback of his life. There is also a woman standing next to Joe's hospital bed. This might be his girlfriend or just one of his friends. There is also a girl in his band class called Connie, who appears in both trailers playing the trombone. I was also looking around the trailer to who might be the new villain and antagonist. Now, when I was looking around, there isn't a clear person who might be the villain, but I'm guessing it might be Terry and the counselor. Because when Terry is counting all of the souls, that are going to the Great Beyond, he says that the count is off and one is missing. So I reckon that he is going to try and stop Joe from going back to Earth and make sure that he stays. We see few shots in the trailer of Joe standing in front of the Great Beyond by himself, and maybe he is just accepting his death. But the chances are that he'll go back to his body and he'll be able to play his gig, and the chances are that 22 will decide to give Earth a try, and maybe she'll somehow tie into the overall plot of the movie and into Joe's life. And this is hardly a prediction, but I do reckon that the film will take place around Halloween time, because if you have a look at the trees, they have different autumn colours, and outside of the buildings there are pumpkins. So my overall thoughts of this trailer is that it looks really good. The animation of New York and in general of all of the people just looks amazing. I do have high hopes for this movie. It's probably my most highly anticipated movie of 2020. I do think Pixar will produce an amazing film that is perfect for everyone. As you know, the film was directed by Pete Docter, who has directed some of Pixar's best films like Inside Out, Up, and Monsters, Inc. And hopefully Soul will be as good as all of them. And hopefully it will fit really nicely into Pixar's successful lineups. The jazz music in this trailer is also very catchy and gives you a taste of some of the music that might feature in the film, and how a lot of it focuses on Joe's love of music and jazz. It is also very refreshing not to see a sequel come out of Pixar, because it seems like that has been a theme with Pixar lately, so hopefully it will be good to see a new original film come out of Pixar. Well, that's all of my predictions and a review of the Soul trailer. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down below of what you thought of Soul's trailer. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next Friday.